All right, we watched Puppet Master.
Yeah. Welcome back to No More Popcorn.
Yeah.
1989, filmed, released in 1990.
Go.
Why?
Go. Read it.
Alex
Go.
Whitaker and 3 other gifted psychics are investigating rumors that the secret of life has been discovered by master puppeteer Andre Toulon. But the psychics quickly discover Toulon's secret of death in the form of 5 killer puppets, each one uniquely qualified for murder and mayhem.
There really wasn't that much mayhem.
There was hardly any.
They never really discovered it until it was too late.
Yeah.
They are unique.
Yeah.
Tuneler has a nasty habit of boring holes in people with his broken tunneler.
Smoking, drinking, burning.
Miss Leech regurgitates killer leeches that suck her victims dry.
No, wait a minute. I don't understand that one.
You don't?
Why is her name Mrs. Leach?
That makes no sense.
Pinhead strangles his enemies with his powerful vice-like hands.
Not
Wait,
the one
he-
you're thinking about.
You call him Pinhead.
Not the Pinhead you know and
No.
love.
Blade has a gleaming hook for one hand and a razor-sharp knife for the other.
Also not the one you're thinking.
No, not the black half-vampire.
It's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jester, the ruthless brains of the bunch, is absolutely merciless.
What?
He didn't do jack shit.
I know, he spun his face a few times.
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
Face Skinner, that's the one.
Together, they're an army of skilled assassins. Diabolically programmed to guard the deadly secrets of the Puppet Master. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a little bit misleading.
Yeah. You're the only one that hadn't seen it, right? You had never seen Puppet Master?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dylan and Patrick and myself, we haven't seen it, since we were younger. And, we were really excited to watch it again. And I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't hold up to me. I mean, yeah.
One of those things that we've seen so many good movies now, so many great, gory, creepy, weird movies that you see this, and this has a couple great moments.
Mhm.
That is true, but overall, it just does not hold up to kind of the standard we have set for ourselves and the standard of the movies that we've watched on No More Popcorn. So, yeah, it drags along, and it's the characters just. I hate all of the characters.
Yeah, that is one of the flaws to it. Is I literally, whether it be your gang of magician psychics or the puppets, or I literally didn't give a fuck about anyone or anything
I like the puppet.
in this movie. Did you? I mean, I like the style of it. I like the way they look with the stop motion and everything. That's really cool. I guess I felt like such a lack of like any kind of like character development at all with anything. It just sort of seemed like, okay, here's your thing, and then we'll just show them doing stuff. Like literally, that's how dumbed down I felt it was. Like, hey, here's this lady. Here's her name. Do some stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I feel like the puppets had like a change of heart a lot. Like at first they were like, "Oh, our old master's dead," and then they're like, let's kill these people." And they're like, kill this new master." I don't know.
Okay.
What if the humans were puppets and they had more development?
Yeah.
That's real,
There's a lot of time you have to think sleeping under a bridge. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's another guy who looked just like you. No, it is like we were talking outside. After this one, it was sort of like after having awkward sex, you have to go take a smoke break and just sort of reassess things.
What's that?
It does have a certain level of charm to it. And I don't know if it is just because you can kind of put yourself in that childlike mentality of being like, if I would have seen this as a kid, I would have enjoyed it. I mean, by no means do I find it to be a good movie. But I don't know. These are the hard ones where it's like, fuck, I get what they're going for. I don't want to rip it to shreds. It's like fucking, laughing at the,
I feel like there was just the puppets were cool. I like the design of the puppets, but you didn't really feel menace from them at all.
No.
It just was. They weren't creepy, and just how it was shot or how they put it together. It was just like oh, that's a goofy looking thing, and it was just kind of, and I think they missed opportunities with, and obviously this is like budget stuff and creative stuff, but if they would have added in some of the gore, the kind of gore we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not a bloody movie by any means. I think the grossest thing was Miss Leach. Like that was,
my god.
yeah. Now Uncle Lewis blowing his brains out at the beginning. That was kind of cool.
Uncle Lewis is the puppet master, by the way, guys. From National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant. Yeah, just me, I guess. Okay. I fucking love Christmas Vacation, and I love his character. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, you mentioned awkward sex. I did like the characters a little bit of the weird, the bizarre sex couple that they do, like, because at the beginning they're like in some kind of, it's like they're trying to read this girl's mind. They're basically reading this girl's mind and trying to sense what her sexual fantasies are.
Right.
But the one woman she's in a place, she can tell if somebody's had sex there, or I guess any kind of thing that's happened. So there's some good stuff with that. It's kind of funny. But even when she gets killed, like they're having sex, he's tied up to the bed blindfolded. The drill head comes into into the bedroom, and they're like, oh, okay, this might be cool. And he's under the bed. And it's just the way it's done, it's just not scary. And then you have she gets drilled in the face, and they don't show it.
And then she gets murdered, am I right?
Yeah, right. Would have been a great opportunity to do a little double entendre there. Yeah, but it just shows her kicking her legs, and I don't know. You were making a face. You thought it was scary?
I did. I don't know.
I
guess the thought of I don't know. Imagine looking under your bed and all of a sudden, boom, drill dolls.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I didn't feel like it was put together in a scary way. I was like,
well, it's like I was telling them out there, especially like old killer doll movies. That sound of pitter pattering and just shit like that terrifies me. So that part did just get under my skin. But I can see where you're coming from, though.
I mean, it was clearly a way of a means of working within a budget, and I'm actually always kind of, for the most part, I'm always on the side of the fence of if you don't have the budget to do it, then just don't show it. So I do understand, I guess, why they didn't, get that graphic with certain scenes like that one. I guess I'm trying to find really nice ways of saying, I just feel like there was a lot of unnecessary camera time building suspense, which at first I agree with you, Dylan, I do think is effective, for a few moments, but I feel like they took those opportunities and where they realized okay, we're not going to be able to expose a bunch of blood and guts at the end. I feel like they should have shortened some of those tension building moments, where that scene in particular where she's looking under the bed. I know it's not much, and I know this is me nitpicking the fuck out of something that I probably shouldn't, but it's it doesn't need to have 4 or 5 cutbacks. Yeah. You know what I mean? To her on her knees
and at his point, I felt like musically wise, I feel like they played that puppet song even during that. So the whole time, garble music.
Yes, the score is very, very, very odd choice. Yes, yeah, it is very irritating. It's kind of hard to put yourself in the mentality of the movie. You know what I mean? Where it's oh, am I watching Problem Child? Or am I watching a fucking horror movie,
Yeah. And the sound editing. We mentioned that before. When,
yes. All the way up to it.
Yeah, but whenever he's talking to the girl, I guess.
Oh, not even that. Not even the quality, the fucking.
Yeah. When he's talking to the Gallagher lady outside, oh, we're magicians, and he's talking to each person, you can hear them eating and bite into the shrimp and laugh.
Yes, there was a lot of.
It sounded like there was 20 people in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's 3.
There was also a lot of editing. A lot of stuff didn't line up. You'll see someone's facial expression like this, emitting a half-assed but what you guys should get is It's, like, none of it makes any sense.
The guy's like when she has like that flashback of the guy, I guess, raping the woman inside the elevator. He's just like,
Yeah,
falling out.
yeah, definitely one of the best scenes in the entire movie. And also, like, just totally, I don't know, like,
unnecessary.
what even was the point in that? Because they've already had so much asinine stuff. It's like, oh, let's just throw in something really hard
But
here.
see,
like
that
a
was
rape.
great. That was good, though. I mean, that was the kind of crazy this movie needed. It needed more crazy. It needed more interesting things going on that were put together. You know.
Yeah, no. I feel like I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to. Yeah, like I feel like you're correct. If it would have been that way from the beginning, like to me, like something like that to be just thrown in was just like, well, that's random. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't really any.
Because I don't think that was
fit the
Mr.
tone.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't fit the tone. There wasn't anything like, you know, quote unquote, like hard throughout this movie thus far. Then all of a sudden,
It's like, it's rape.
you know, it's like,
Was
God
it the same
damn.
like,
guy or
tit
no?
grabbing, like,
It was the same. It
It was the same.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Same
couldn't
guy.
remember.
It was just we have no idea who that girl is. She's nowhere in the movie besides that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other hotel person.
Yeah.
She disappears
Yeah.
after she gets killed and comes back to life and just gone.
Yeah.
Nobody sees her again.
It's probably like,
You're not gonna pay me. I'm done with your stupid fucking movie. I'm out.
Basically.
yeah, well, seriously, it is. Is it completely like
Yeah.
nothing? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the couple. Where you're talking about the tit grabbing and like she's wanting.
This is where it happened.
When we talking about the same thing. Okay, yeah.
Well, when he was raping that girl, he was like, wasn't he like all
Grabbing
over her?
her.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
okay.
Yeah, but then they do it later. It was
Because I remember thinking, oh, it's the same tit. He grabbed the same tit
Yeah, you're
that the
right.
rapist had grabbed.
He's like, oh, what is it?
Yes.
He felt that
It was the
connection.
left
What is it?
tit.
Yeah.
You're right. See, I watched this all wrong. I was sitting here.
It wasn't that puppets at all.
Yeah.
Ghost rape.
You mentioned alchemy. What would alchemy have to do with life? I thought it was like having to change metals.
I do feel like this movie
immortality.
had like I don't know, a buttload of people had a bunch of different ideas and like, yeah, put it all in there. Puppets, alchemy, people back from the dead.
Yeah,
all of it.
Yeah, they act
Yeah.
like psychics, but then they call
Yes.
themselves magicians. So, and they're like this weird secret group of magicians, and they don't ever explain any.
Yeah,
And they
got
just
screwed
hate
over.
this guy for some
Yeah.
reason, and he hates them, and like.
But
Yeah,
we
because
still
they explain that because they're basically like we met him one other time.
we meet up
He
once
fucked
every
us over.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Where's the money? Stab his dead body. Like what?
And then they're in this hotel, and this woman is just fine with them just being there and doing whatever the fuck they're gonna do. The wife of the guy. I mean,
I'm just imagining the way you just worded that, like a secret society of magicians, psychics. Like that sounds way more menacing than anything.
Than what they
than
were.
anything. And yeah, man, like that's a concept right there. What would a fucking group of
Because I do feel like the sequels had
I love
like
this
no more
part,
psychics. I think.
what would a group of mischief or misfit fucking psychic magicians? What would they do?
rabbits and hats everywhere.
Okay, let's create one so we don't have to work anymore for a while. We'll go on a long vacation. Yeah, David Blaine.
I will say I forgot. Like even today, that head part in the bed that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, no, that was great. That
so
actually
that's
was.
probably the best moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a legitimate. Yeah,
Ryan actually screamed.
Yeah,
it was like it was half laughter and half actual genuine
I
surprise.
think it's that they're all smiling too. Just like, hey.
Yeah, well, you flat out don't see it,
To
because
explain like what happens
Oh,
to
yeah.
people.
okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
let someone else take this. Actually, so.
The dude, there's one psychic. I forgot his name.
His
but-
whole thing is dreaming.
Hair.
Yeah, he
Hair.
can see what's happening and what's going to happen in his dreams. And he wakes up. He's talking with the wife of the dead guy. They go up into the attic, and this is all in a dream. He's like, "Oh, I found this book." Or no, it wasn't the book. It was the dance scene.
Yeah.
anyways, he wakes up from that, and he's like, oh, okay. And then he feels something in the bed, and he just, like, pulls the sheets up, and his buddy's head's in the bed, just smiling, saying, hey, what's up? And then he wakes up again.
And Dylan, I know you seem to be like the one that's most knowledgeable on like the actual franchise. So you're saying they get better
As
as they
far as
go
I
on, as
remember,
far as, like,
like,
more
there's a lot more
puppets and-
dolls. Like, they have more puppets, and, like, Patrick said, like, this one, I think, he's like...
6-shooter. He's like a ninja with 6 guns.
Right, but,
Yeah.
like, as far as, like, time-wise, the
there's
puppets in
only...
this one only have, like, 5 minutes altogether if you put it together.
Yes, yeah. Somebody did a time on it. It's like 5 minutes
Yeah.
of actual camera time that they have.
Yeah, I feel like as they go on, like, it's mainly just, like, they throw all the psychic bullshit out the window and go, okay, let's just focus on the puppets and all that stuff, so.
That might be good if they do the, if the gore is there, if the kills
I
are
think
there.
it is. I mean, they still get super ridiculous. I mean, they definitely expand more on the whole Nazi stuff, and it's hilarious.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel bad kind of, punching it down because I don't really think it's that great, but like I do get what it was trying to do, and I guess I can appreciate that. This is like the most half-assed way of saying like, don't watch it, but if you're bored, I guess you can.
If you want to just sort of fill out your horror movie knowledge,
That's actually a really good way to put it.
It's
And
like-
there are literally movies that I watch because of that. I watched one last night with my buddy Steve Rogers. Every Saturday night, we fucking FaceTime with each other and we watch a horror movie that we've never seen. And we watched one last night called...
Do you guys beat off together online after that?
Absolutely. That's what I mean by watch a movie. We watch a movie together, then I go back and actually watch the movie.
Is that like when everybody can watch movies?
Yeah. No, but yeah, we watched one called The Prowler. It's like really praised in the horror community as far as this awesome slasher. God damn, it was boring as fuck. It's terrible. It was awful. But yeah, I actually like just watching ones just to say like, oh, I've seen it. Like I have it on about. I have something.
Yeah, this is one I've heard about forever. I mean,
Yeah.
Do you want to just go ahead and give us your score on this movie?
Yeah, sure.
You kind of run through your thoughts on it a little bit. So,
I think I would go with like a 2.5.
Yeah.
I almost want to push it up to 3, just because like if I could imagine myself in a different place and different time, like I would probably score it higher.
Mhm.
But I think 2.5. It's not that great. I mean, it's very imaginative and it's very creative, and I do think it's, for lack of a better term, it's kind of fucking cute. It's like, oh, that's cute. They're trying, And when they do effectively get it, like, because some of the kills are cool, some of the bloody shit, like, I guess that's like adds on to the charm of it. Like the charm of it initially is like, oh, I could watch this with like my fucking 10-year-old, minus like a few scenes. But then whenever they do hit hard to get that R rating, it does hit pretty hard. It is kind of gross. But I don't think it's enough to like. I wouldn't go up to someone and be like, my God, man, I've seen the future, and it is Puppet Master. I do think it's worth your time if you are into horror. This is something I think that you should watch just to be like, oh, cool. This is, a really important chapter in horror history. So I'm gonna stick with a 2.5.
Okay. Patrick?
I'm gonna give it a 2. Character development was very shitty. They didn't explain a lot of the story either. Not enough boobs.
Always nice.
Your face is great.
Me and Patrick are always on the same page on that.
Yeah.
No one had some nice ones. She had some nice.
Which one? The
hits,
one
too.
being raped, or the one that was always wanting to fuck?
No, yeah, the sex psychic one.
See, okay. I'm
The one that was in the bathtub.
Yeah.
I'm a taken man, but I thought that I am always attracted to the crazy ones. The redhead with the dead dog, I was like, I'd fuck her.
I thought you were going to
Just
say...
because she's crazy.
I thought you were going to say the maid. That's what I was- She's crazy, she can clean. I really did. I thought you were like...
Got her hot poker.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That threw me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I thought you were going to say more.
I'm good, yeah.
It's like just
There's not a
chin
lot to
stroking.
say about this movie, to be honest.
It is difficult to talk about. It is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I like puppets. I'm a fan of puppets, but this movie just kind of they were designed well. I thought they were kind of cool, but I don't feel like they were used correctly. And like you said, it's kind of cute. That's the way it did feel that way, cutesy. I would want this movie to be more ridiculous, more gory, and I guess, like I said, that's just a kind of a product of the movies we've seen at this point. But it was definitely really dragging at the beginning, and it had some great moments, like the heads in the bed, and at the end, actually, when the guy gets killed by all the puppets at the end, and it's just got that side view of his face, and they're all gathered around him, like the hooks in his mouth, and then the leech puppet she's spitting the leeches into his mouth, and
Yes.
yeah, that was, and the other one's got his head, and it's just he's just sort of massaging it. I don't know. He's like
I was thinking it as like because his arms and stuff and hands are so huge. I guess it was like supposed to be like applying like a certain amount of pressure.
Like he's
Yeah.
crushing
And
it.
I also like I don't want to interrupt your review, but I
No.
also wanted to point out the fact that like the music choice at the end was also totally different as well. Like it wasn't like you know what I mean. It actually had that like tension to it. I mean,
Sexual.
it's crazy how much music will literally change the entire fucking vibe of a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, it had moments that pulled it back from the brink of like 1 or 2. So I'd give it a 2.5. I can't quite push it to 3. I think 3 leans more toward being good, and I don't. This was just, passable.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Passable, right? There's worse shit you can watch, but
Yeah.
I'll give it a 3, just because
Oh.
nostalgia. To be honest,
Good for you.
that's the main reason. Like I totally agree with all of your points, but yeah, it's nostalgia and knowing the fact that
Nostalgia,
after this,
I mean, yeah, it's
it
valid.
becomes, at least from what I remember, a lot more ridiculous, a lot more puppets, different ones, and just yeah. I'm the same way. I love puppets and all that stuff. So
I mean, when you are talking about franchise films and stuff, like it is hard to just like sometimes take one and set it aside from the group. It's like Friday the 13th and Halloween. Those are my 2 favorite franchises in horror. There's only 3 Friday the 13th movies that I actually love, but because of my love for those, I'm able to handle or able to deal with the shit show that happens later on. I get it. This is just kind of opposite. You're saying, it gets better.
it's one of those rare moments.
Yeah, it is. Well, I guess I have yet to see
You
it.
got me curious to see. I want to see.
Yes,
that.
I do. I want to. And now I'm kind of wondering, can you tell us this, not to put the pressure on you, but because I know it's probably been a long time since you've been I just watched Puppet Master 2 last week. but with there being so many and with there being a branch off series, do you need to watch it in order, or is it just kind of one of those
I don't
things?
think you do.
Yeah.
I agreed. There's only 2 of them later on that's connected to the events after this.
Really?
And that's
Okay.
It. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know that they're not always the bad guys,
Mhm.
but
I
it
did
feels
hear-
creepy just because it's them
Sure.
doing
sure.
their stuff.
Yeah.
So
I did read that they are doing a Puppet Master versus Toy Soldiers for 2022.
Arkanites.
2022.
Yeah. That's happened.
I mean, it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Kinda
like they're
Disney
trying.
Plus.
It sounds like they're trying to get money for that. 2022. Just somebody give us some funding. We're gonna do Puppet Master versus
Tommy Lee's on board. That's what I heard.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, there you go.
Tommy Lee Jones.
What more do you need?
Tommy Lee Jones.
I don't like it.
I'm just imagining
Tommy Lee
I'm
Jones
just-
and Tommy Lee.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Buddy cop movie.
Yeah, oh yeah. That, it would be,
the bag.
U.S. Marshals 2.
Yeah.
That's what that would be.
I really wish someone would make a documentary about 9/11.
What? Okay.
I got a good one for you, man. I got a good one. The only one you need to watch. Loose Change Final Cut. Just watch that.
Loose change.
Loose Change Final Cut. Your 9/11 documentary. You guys weren't into 9/11 truth back in the day.
Oh, it was Zeitgeist, brother.
Yeah, it's like Zeitgeist, but better than Zeitgeist without all the crazy shit.
All right.
Let's just. I was kind of hoping. I was hoping actually.
Oh, don't even get me
Oh,
started. No. Martin Lawrence. Oh my God, he's in my top 10 to kill in a room. I hate that guy. I really do.
Whoa.
I really do.
Sometimes Brian just hates people.
Well, you guys, everybody has kind of like a top.
You're like, in fact, you're
Everyone has like mine's like Dr. Phil. I want to kill him.
Dr. Phil's a saint.
Really?
I'm just kidding. I just think he's so funny, like it's a gift.
Yeah. Oh man. I just
He's great meme material, and for that,
Oh no, absolutely. I
I don't want to lose him.
I just feel like he makes a living off exploiting people. It makes me so sad.
What do you do?
Really, yes. I exploit myself. No, yeah. Do you have any?
Do I have a kill one you want to kill?
No. I was going back on. I was trying to get off of that one because
need to cut that out because
It's gotten dark.
get taken off of YouTube.
You just say in Minecraft.
Of all the
do you have
things that
somebody
we've
you want to
said,
kill
yeah.
in Minecraft? I'm trying to think of one that I have the kind of hatred that you have for Martin Lawrence. I don't know.
Mine's
I've
Tyler.
got a bunch of them. I fucking hate Tyler Perry. Fuck that guy.
I think a disturbing trend in these.
No. I always laugh about it. I'm like, I know what you're thinking. They're all black.
The guy from Friday, that old guy. You were so happy when
I
he
hate
died.
him. Yeah. I hate him.
I was at work. We were at work, and I was like, "Oh, that guy died." He was like, "You said you like good." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. It just so happens that they're all black and terrible actors. I mean, there's tons of white people that have died that I don't like. You know what I mean? Fucking Jesus. I'm just kidding.
Came back.
But yeah,
Jesus was black.
no, technically, yeah. No, I really.
I'm still trying to think of one.
I think Martin Lawrence. I feel like I'm actually going to take this opportunity to be very outward about this.
Oh, now you're outward.
Yeah. No, I honestly do. I feel like there's a certain level.
Timestamp on this 40. Okay, yeah.
I think it's just certain. You guys can tell me to shut up. You can stop it now.
I don't know, man. Martin Lawrence comes across to me as just like this, like, profoundly just racist sack of shit. I honestly just do not like him.
Wait, he does racist shit? I mean, you're talking like racist.
I feel like as far as like backing himself into a corner, like to like exploit something, yeah, I feel like it's very exploitive and not in a good way.
So he's exploiting himself. So it's like,
I think-
like black exploitation. I mean, would you say the same thing about like
I wouldn't
eating
say-
wheat straw?
Oh, no, I wouldn't, because that's actually like on the nose. I think like what Martin Lawrence and people like that do is more like kind of undercover exploitation. Like, oh, they'll get it because I'm going to act this way. And plus, the fucking directors and producers and writers of these shows, they're all for it. They're like, oh yeah, everyone loves the comedic black guy. I don't know. I just don't like it.
I see. Like,
Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm the same
I
with
know I
Tyler
sound
Perry.
terrible.
No, I'm
with
the same
what
with Tyler
yeah.
Perry because he's the same kind of humor. Like where he uses like he uses a black stereotype that I feel like most white folks invented.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of I guess if I'm making kind of stereotype,
Sure.
and then plays to that, and it just comes across as really just bad.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And the thing is a lot of people will take something like that and they'll hear it and they'll be like, oh man, these guys aren't on board with that. But no, I apply that to the reason I do bust Michael Bay's ass so much. It's the same fucking thing. It's like you're literally taking anything that you think that like anyone's going to be captivated by and just you're dumbing down your audience. I think it's all wrong, whether it be about fucking race or whether it be about over the top action scenes that are completely unnecessary with lack of any kind of a story. I think it's just all bullshit.
Speaking of Michael Bay, you guys ever watched the commentary on the Meteor one? What was it?
Armageddon.
Armageddon. Yeah, apparently he got pissed off at I'm going brain dead. Who's the lead?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. Was it Bruce? Not the other guy.
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck. Apparently, yeah, he got mad at Ben Affleck because Ben Affleck was like, why wouldn't they just send astronauts up there and give him like drill equipment. Apparently, he'll be like, "Shut the fuck up."
But I'm getting sick and tired of like the whole agenda. You know, like we went and watched when we were watching The Lighthouse. There was a preview for a movie came up. God, I can't remember the name of it, but it was clearly one of those that like you're watching the trailer and it hits every beat. Okay, like the music was just, you know, like fucking Garden State 2 style music, you know, and like there was, you know, like it had all the beat. I'm sorry, I really am trying to like hold my tongue because I don't want anything to come across the wrong way. It had a very strong female lead. It also had very present like blacks being discriminated against, and Rachel leaned over to me halfway through it because we always at the end of each trailer we kind of have this thing whenever we go and watch movies. We look at each other and we either do or we do this to a bridge. And she looked over at me and neither one of us said anything. And she was like, "I have an issue with movies that try to win awards."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the best way to fucking put it. Yeah. That's the best way to fucking put it. Like, I'm so tired of that shit, man. Yeah. You know? Like, it's just, it's terrible.
Well, it's not like there's no, like, real heart to it. Like,
there's
no
no heart
about any of that. There's, like, the cash grab of, oh, look.
Yeah.
Let's get a ukulele and a couple lesbians on a road trip.
Yeah. The last, like...
One of them has AIDS.
The last two dramas that I've watched that actually I felt like were perfectly amazing, and because of its execution. So 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, absolutely phenomenal fucking movie. And Moonlight, I think that one deserved every bit of its praise, just because I mean you had a love story that just so happened to be about an African-American male in love with another male. And it wasn't any of that, like, your trailers didn't allude you to, like, oh, like this gay masterpiece and, you know, anything like that. Like, it just...
Not since Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's important to, like, I am totally on board with I mean, all we've seen is fucking... you know, the same typical standard way of life depicted on film for fucking years. So I'm really tired of that whole argument of like, oh, shove it down my throat. It's like, you gotta shove it down your throat for fucking hundreds of years. Get the fuck off my back. But when it comes to like the homosexual thing, I'm glad this being put into film. But I do wish that sometimes it wasn't so like shoved down your throat as far as like an actual like media or Hollywood agenda. You know what I'm saying? And when Moonlight came out, it was just like, yeah, this is a great fucking movie. And it just so happened to be about 2 dudes who are in love. And it was perfect. It was a great fucking movie. I cried. It was awesome. I wish there was more stuff like that. Like actually taking some time.
Are you gay, this movie?
No. It's a good movie. No, do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I like, because I do. Like, whenever you start to see, like, sitcoms and stuff like that, like, oh, we've rebranded ourselves. And, you know, like, NBC, now more colors. And everything. It's like, okay, I get what you're doing, and I'm appreciative of the fact that like we can, you know, show things like that, but I don't think it should be forced as much as it is.
What's the one Hispanic guy that you don't like?
Oh, the one?
How am I drawing a blank on his name?
He was in The Happening.
Oh god. He was also
John
Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo, yeah.
John Leguizamo. I fuck everything up. Zamo. Yes.
You'd say every time you liked him, with John Wick, he was
because he only said like fucking 3 lines.
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
Oh, he was in John Wick?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was in like I think the first.
That guy really. I'm sorry. That dude.
John
John Leguizamo.
He played Luigi in the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, and he was in Summer of Sam.
He was a young.
He was the clown in Spawn.
You don't like that guy?
I hate that guy. I fucking hate.
I don't know.
He was.
I liked him in that, and I really actually liked his character in Land of the Dead.
In which one?
Land of the Dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just like that edgy, like I don't care if I die once, and then dies.
What about? It's happening. All right, we're no more popcorn, and we hate John Leguizamo movies.
That's not true. I love you, John.
It's not true.
A show in the search of an end. But no. That's not fair. I just get
We are the
against Tom.
puppet masters. Watch or don't. We don't care. Whatever you want.